Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Baba Is You, where I have some good news and some bad news here. I did manage to, I think I've got this settled in such a way that I was making this way too complicated. I was pushing way too much stuff down here in the bottom. There's a much simpler way to break things up and reconfigure the bottom the way we want it, the way we want to. But the bad news is, I think it turns out not to actually solve the problem. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so first things first, I'm pretty sure flag and win are both pretty useless. We don't need to win the level anymore. And we can't do anything interesting with the flag, I don't think. Because we have flag is flag up here, so we can't even make it into a word. Which, to be clear, would be super helpful if we could. But so we'll throw flag away for the moment here. Let's use this as our blocking word. And then we just walk across. I don't know why I was making this so complicated. We just walk across here, break this stuff up, bring shift back up, and then look at this. Look at all the space we have to play with down here. Again, my brain, it has a tendency to get into ruts. I see a thing a certain way, and then it's hard for me to see it a different way until I walk away long enough to forget the way I initially saw it. And that is one of the very few ways in which my incredibly spotty memory is actually really helpful, because I forget the way I originally saw it almost immediately. No object permanence. I'm like a kitten. Alright, so we do this. We have to make belt is text, and we need a word to go on the belt, and win is another garbage word. So we gotta get text and win both down here, right? Which I think should be fine. We just do... Oops, sorry. We're not there yet. Text goes this way. Win goes on top of the text. Text goes here. Alright, now we have two words on top of each other. A very useful toy. Then we can get text is shift by pushing in a bunch of different ways, actually, if we want to. So let me see here. If we do text is shift, the first thing I was thinking is we could push the text up to here and then do text is shift across there. But if we do it that way, we can't retrieve any of the words. If we do it this way, we totally can, I think. So hold on, you're facing the right way, right? Oh, hold on, and we need another word in front of it, right? So that it doesn't stop on top of the lava. Okay, so you guys are facing that way. And I think this should get over there and block, and let's test it here. Yep, totally works. Cool. Okay, now the reason I said I'm not sure that this actually solves the problem is because the speed with which that lava up there is growing looks like it's maybe going to be an issue. Oh, hold on, this doesn't show anything. I do have to retrieve the Baba. That's like a pretty important part of this whole deal. I mean, actually, hold on a second. Do I? Can't I just... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, can't I just push the words down here and make level is Baba like here? But no, level is against the wall for exactly this reason, to prevent that from occurring. So yeah, you can see we're going to get extremely trapped here. So, we're close. I could just leave the word Baba there and live forever. But I thought we were totally screwed because I had done text is shift like this in my test. Making text is shift like this means that after we do all the shifting, we can... Oops, hold on, there we go. After we do all this shifting, we can just come back down here and retrieve these words and use them to strategically block stuff. So I feel a lot better. Actually, we can only... Is it the case that we can only retrieve one word? No, if I can dump the word text, and that lets me get both of these back out, which is actually huge. So we just put one of them right there, and then the word is can, I guess, go right here, and that buys me some time at least. Is that enough time? Because there's no way to put it here. Yeah, hold on, let me... There's no way this is enough time, right? It's not far off. Is there a way I could position things a little bit better? I mean, like... we could move the is from the top part here, the level is part. Put that somewhere else. Maybe I need to, while text is still shift, do something. I don't see what it would be though. We're close, man. We're close. I'm gonna be bummed out if I can't figure this out now. I thought the thing I was telling you all is I figured out how to do text to shift and it doesn't solve the problem, but it looks like actually it might solve the problem. Okay, so if we could use the is from the top part to block the lava temporarily, but it's like we could just put it right here, right? But because of the fact that level is right there, that doesn't solve anything. We're going to have to come back and get this eventually, and if we stand here and push it to the right while the lava is politely waiting right here, the lava's just going to instantly kill us. So, if I had used text is shift... Well, I was going to say, if I had used text is shift to have a second set of words following the win is and to stop right there, then we'd be all set. But that doesn't make sense. That's a wrong thing. Because also, I was thinking, well, if there's text right here, then when we come back up, we could just push it up. But first of all, I'm not down here yet. If we stop text at the crossroads, it'll block me when I try to come down. And secondly, we don't have any words left. We used all of our words. We only have 2 words now because we were able to break text to shift. So that doesn't make any sense in a whole huge number of ways. Oh, this is a bummer. We're so close, man. Here's the thing. I bet the fact that I got this far means that the last little bit I'm missing here is something really simple. There's no position where I could put this is where it stops things any more effectively than when it was here, right? Where it slows the lava down more. And how close were we? It wasn't particularly close, right? In terms of the number of extra moves we'd need to buy. Yeah. Because we gotta push the Baba... we had to push the Baba up to here, then get around it so that we can change its column, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 moves. So no, not particularly close. Well, it's very important that we block this. This does have to happen. So then, how do we stop the lava from filling the top area? Hey, I have a weird question. What happens if you make Baba his level? I guess we can't really do that. But it's a curiosity, to be sure. Have we ever had the opportunity to do this inside of a level before? Hold on. I mean, we could... Is there ever a point at which we could... No, there's no point at which it is trivial for us to do a thing like that. Well, I mean, if Baba was level, I guess it would end the puzzle immediately because there'd be nothing that's you. But also, real curious what would happen. What would happen to the Baba. Even if it did make a level, it's not like we could ever interact with the level. So there's no way for us to... There's no way for us to push something backward through any of the pipes. So there's no way we could shove something over here to block that. We can't bring the is forward. Oh, this is a bummer, man. Like I said, I started the episode intending to deliver you a message of hopelessness, and then I experienced the hope, and now it's so much worse. I thought we weren't going to be able to solve it, and I was fine with it. Then I thought we were, and now the fact that I think we're not going to be able to solve it again makes me feel so much worse. So... I'm looking at this and trying to figure out if there's a step where we could have saved more words. It would take 5 words to completely block off the lava. Obviously, that's not doable. But maybe the idea is that we're not supposed to have the shift where we have the shift, and we're supposed to use it instead. I'm going to have to rewind a ton here. We're supposed to use it instead to slow the growth of the lava just enough. How would we do that? I mean, I'm assuming that this is going to turn out to be insufficient. Actually, does give me just enough time to get through, but then, yeah, with the way the word level is positioned, still not quite there. God. We're not close in terms of the number of moves we have left, but we are close in every other way of thinking about it. Like, we've got to be just 1 or 2 steps off of the actual solution here. Okay, let's think about why is this the way it is? I get the utility to the puzzle of this passage. Why is this like this? Is it so that the lava... I mean, if you weren't blocking the lava here, then the lava would flow up there and potentially cause problems, but if you're not blocking the lava here, this is irrelevant because the lava gets into the intersection immediately and makes everything impossible. So why bother to create this little passage? Are we supposed to use this? Maybe I'm supposed to, I'm thinking if we needed to make level is text or level is flag, then this little passage could be useful because you could do level is down here and then do some solution that has the text shift itself over into position there. So, I mean, maybe that's all that is. Maybe that's the only reason that exists, is so that we can later make level into flag or text when we want that to be the case, for a future step of the meta puzzle. But for right now... So yeah, that may not be related to what we need to do right now. So for right now, maybe we can ignore that. If we got another, like if we maneuvered this in such a way that we were able to retrieve or maintain 1 or 2 more words, it wouldn't necessarily fix anything unless we can block all of the lava. I think this part's going to be impossible, or unless we can figure out a way to block the passages up here. And there's no way we could use the text is shift thing to shift additional words into retrievable places, because into places where we could retrieve them into the top area, because first of all, we have no extra words left over at the text is shift phase, and secondly, there are no places where we could push a word into the top. Yeah, because of the way the corridors are shaped and everything, the only way we could do that is to put a word here while we are already down here somehow, which I'm pretty sure is very impossible. The flag cannot be made into text. While text is shift, we could move the flag around. And the flag doesn't have collision, but it does fill its space, right? Does the flag prevent lava from mooring over it? How exactly does moor work? Hold on a moment. Hold on just a damn moment. No, okay. The lava does. For a second there, I was thinking that maybe more only expanded into empty spaces, and we could put the flag right here and have it block without having collision, but no. No such luck. You could hear the excitement in my voice. I thought I had it for a second there. Okay, so I'm trying to figure, is there anything we could use the flag for before we dump the word flag over here? I mean, really, we should probably dump the word win. It doesn't matter, I don't think. But I suppose we could maintain the presence of the flag. Or maintain the word flag for us to be able to use it for a little while longer, and then eventually have it end up over here. But what would that do? We can't turn the flag into text because flag is flag. We can't... Flag is shift doesn't help us? I don't think there's a way to make use of the flag being shift. And that's it. That's all we can do, actually. Flag is flag prevents any kind of attempt to redefine, like, flag is belt to make the flag... Yeah. So yeah, I think we just can't do anything with it. And then at some point, for the purpose of the meta puzzle, you're supposed to turn this level into a flag, and that's why it's really here. We're only going to spend a couple more minutes looking at this, and then we'll go and do other small puzzles, and we'll come back next episode when I have spent a little bit more time fiddling with it. If we do... I'm trying to figure, is there a way that we could set up the text is shift? Like, we don't actually need to have 2 words for this, do we? We could just have 1 word, and then I could break text as shift at the moment that it makes sense to... Yeah, so I've sort of wasted a word here. So we could have 1 more word, which again I don't think would buy us enough time, but I also think we probably ought to at least give a shot here. So let's throw away the word win. Win is useless. We are not trying to win. Break this. No, wait, we want to break this by doing that. Get the word shift out here where we will need it. I've already forgotten the thing that I do. Now, hold on. Belt goes here. Make belt as text. We do end up needing the word shift down there. I'm just moving it out because it's in the way. Okay, so belt is text. Nope, sorry. That's right, we gotta put the word flag on there first. So, before we do this, before we lose our word flag, is there anything of value we can do with this flag? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Flag is shift, doesn't accomplish anything. We don't, in the flag's current position, we don't need it to go anywhere. We could do a text is shift to move the flag around first, if we wanted to. And then could we use it to shift something into a useful spot? I think the answer is no. What would even be the thing we would do? I guess we would push a word below it and move it up. And then... And the only thing I can think of that this might help with is if we could somehow get it to push stuff around corners. But without the use of swap, we can't move it without facing it in the direction that it moves. So yeah, there's, I think, nothing that we could possibly do here that would be useful. Flag, you live next to the lava now. It does feel bad though to have a piece of the puzzle that we're not using. And it's probably just the case that this is to be used later. But I guess actually I have by not, I don't know why I thought I had to do text to shift down here. Yeah, no, we totally have more words now than we used to. So we go Oh, because I still have to do belt is text. Alright, well, let's push 2 words down here. Let's try to be efficient with our puzzle pieces, though. So you wait there. We'll grab the word text. Oops, that's not a good thing to do. That's not a good thing to do, he says, and then does it again. Just like real life. What's my plan here? So this goes there, this goes on there. Get the cursor out of the way. Yeah, pushing the word the word text is gone. As soon as you've pushed it into this column, it's not retrievable anymore. Yeah, okay. So that's why we have to do text is shift down there. There is a real reason. And there's no way to there's no way to move either of these words. And belt has to be here to redefine the belt as text, because otherwise belt is belt. Yeah, okay, so that stuff is all real. But we can make text as shift and then break text as shift down here and just stop the double word when it needs to be stopped. And that allows us to retrieve one more is. We get one more word to control the flow of the lava. And really, this could be stopped anywhere in here. It doesn't have to be terribly precise. But I probably want to stop it by doing that. Because that way we can dig both of these words back out. And then we have 3 words, which is better lava control. Is it enough? I think no, but we're gonna find out. I'm trying to think. Does it matter? If it's only 3 words, does it matter where they go? I don't know. Who could say? Very soon we will be able to say. We will know with some certainty. Okay, no, that's exactly as fast as it was with only 2 words. Because that's the speed of the lava that comes from here, right? Hold on, we'll watch this. Yeah, it's gonna be... It's going to be this fast as long as there is any lava at all. It's gonna make it at this speed. Which is a real shame, because that means that, the moment we do anything other than run directly away from the lava, we get stuck. Three words is not enough. And we can't just control it at the bottlenecks. Right, even... Oops, that's not what I wanted. Even this, just the idea of making it take as long as possible for the lava to be able to enter this corridor, this isn't really going to matter. Because it takes such an incredibly large number of moves to push the baba around once it's up north here. Yeah, you end up with this problem. There's no way that we can move the word level that would be helpful. So they really put it in a crummy place. Well, we could, like I said, we could block this passage for a while, but we could never move the word that blocks the passage after doing so. There's no way that we can make text is shift to push some stuff. If it was text is move, then we could have the text over here facing the left wall, but as far to the right as possible, and have it bounce across or something. With it being text is shift, and the fact that we have to build the phrase text is shift down here, there's no way for us to outrun the text moving across the screen. If it was text is move, this would be this would be so easy. So yeah, maybe this just isn't the solution. It feels like we can do a lot of stuff here, we can get pretty close, but I don't see how to make the final steps happen. And again, this may be something really simple where I'm just not seeing the correct lava control technique. Okay, we're gonna bounce on this for the moment. For today, we will come back. I'm I'll get there eventually. I always get there eventually. Sometimes eventually is a really long time though. We're just gonna take it back to basics. You know, it's Friday. I'm just gonna go back to the top level. I'm gonna give myself something relatively easy to do. This is still bothering me too. We'll take another look at it. I'm going to try to make it so that it's not the case that each episode for the rest of the series is 25 minutes of us looking at a puzzle in the meta area, and then 25 minutes of looking at this. But I do feel like if this puzzle is solvable, it has been solvable to us for a long time. Right, like in the sense that there's no mechanics we don't understand or anything. Because it really is just assemble, rock is push. So we can enter this area twice. Which in theory is enough times. One of the words is already in there. If we just need to push 2 more words in. Like, so there's a one-way exit over here and a one-way exit over there. Or a one-time use, rather than one-way. Although we can turn the belt off and then just walk back out. Let me hold on. So if we come over here with the belt off, we just push the word rock down to there. And then... That's actually interesting. If we push the word rock down to there, and then when we come in this way to push a word to the right place, if we deliver the is this way, and we push so rock is, and then we leave, then we can push the word push onto the belt here and reactivate the belt. And then we'd be able to walk in behind it, push it down so rock is push, and then leave through the ice. Is that really all it is? Oh, well, when we turn on the belt, we won't be able to leave the belt area. It's pretty close, though, huh? Alright, so how would we actually execute any of this? So we have to push the word is in. And in order to do this without destroying our way out, we need to shove it with another word. And it doesn't matter what word we use, because we will naturally retrieve it on our way out, right? Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward. It's a tiny little bit remarkable that it took me as long as it did. And then... we have this Kiki. We can make Kiki his move. Okay. Okay, I see it. That's why there's this little divot in the floor, right? We were talking before about how it doesn't help to push stuff in here because you can't push it back up once it's come in. But you can bring the Kiki in here. Yep. Okay, like I said, I get there eventually. You push the Kiki down, and then when you make Kiki his move, just like the thing we couldn't get the text to do in the other puzzle, Kiki turns around and pushes the word belt upward. So you do this, and now we can activate the belt from outside the chamber. We have a remote control Kiki. So we just do the thing that we just did. Rock goes down. Eventually. I do need another word. And again, it doesn't matter what it is because we get it back. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty curious about what is gonna happen when we beat this, because you know we know that it's not the way out, but it might be a way out to something. Who knows how many more layers there are? Okay, so we go Kiki's move. Kiki reactivates the belt, which moves the push down one space so that we can get behind it. We do that with it, and then we just leave the area. And now we're good? And I mean, I'm gonna win the level before we play with end. We'll do the rock is weak thing in a second. You know, it's very important that we make the numbers go up. Watch it. Oh, it increased. Doesn't that feel good? Okay, let's do the thing again. One more time. So Kiki, you come with me. Very curious what's going to happen when I make flag as end. It does, now that I'm thinking about it, and maybe this is just because I've been playing A House of Many Doors and stuff, it does have a sort of an ominous quality, doesn't it? It's a little concerning. Flag is end. I'm assuming that it's not going to, like, delete the game from my Steam account or anything. But I'd be lying if I said that I hadn't thought about it. Okay, do this. Rock is push. So yeah, we absolutely could have done this. We could have done this the first time we saw this puzzle, probably. But did we know about belt is shift yet? I mean, it's pretty easy to understand. We could have felt that out. But we had all of the mechanical knowledge to do this puzzle pretty early on. I just didn't see the solution. Alright, so rock is weak. And then this'll show you. Alright, I am pretty curious what is about to happen. Now it's sucking the sparkles inward. It's taking all of the sparkles from everyone else in the world. What a villain. Okay, all of the meaning returns to flowers, as it was in the before time, before we even arrived on the scene. Am I... Okay, I can move. Should I touch a flower? I'm gonna touch a flower. Huh. Okay. Well, that I guess explains why the corners are the words stop and not actually walls, so that they can turn into flowers and become consumed into the pink ball of all meaning. It is interesting that Kiki is still moved, despite the fact that the rule has ceased to exist. I guess if the rules ceasing to exist undid them, then we wouldn't be able to collect the flowers, because nothing would be you. Oh, it's consuming all of my stuff. It's possible that this is maybe a thing I shouldn't have done. Well, we grew many flowers. Okay, but it's not the real end, though. Is it gonna roll credits on me? It is going to roll... I think this is gonna roll credits on us. Yes, it is rolling credits. There's not a lot of credits, is the thing. Huh. Well, we know there's an awful lot left to do. It's pretty strange that they would put a credits roll so early in the game. I mean, I guess... Okay, so if you put it a little bit later, if you make it so that it requires, like, 9 flowers to unlock the gate, or something, then you're likely to get people thinking that it is the actual end. So you put it so early so that it's absolutely clear to everybody that you are not supposed to stop when you see this. I guess that's why it's like that. Because you definitely would not want to have, like, given all of the work you spent developing these puzzles, you definitely would not want to have it be the case that people stop before they think that it's a, before they see the whole thing, before they get the sense that there's something beyond the map. I was talking a little bit a couple episodes ago, in a sort of a panicked way, about not knowing how to beat the game, about needing to see that credits roll, about needing the game to pat me on the head and tell me that I did a good job and it is now over. And I've been thinking about that a bit since, because obviously I was playing it up for comedy purposes, but, like, in a very real sense, I do want to know that there's a final thing to do and that I am working toward it. It actually does matter to me a little bit, right? There's always something actually real inside of somebody playing something up for comedy. This definitely doesn't do it. It doesn't give me the feeling, because we know it's not a real ending. That's pretty adorable. That makes Baba look way more like a cat than I was. I had been thinking Baba was basically a dog. I mean, a lot of dogs have triangular ears. But I don't know, there's something about this gives me a real lasagna cat kind of feeling, you know? Also, +2. What are these orbs for? Why are orbs? Okay, well we did that. Fake ending. That's not satisfying. What's area 4? Damn it. I accidentally beat the world map. Oops. I was trying to get over here to the forest. Is World 4 the green forest? No, is it the yellow forest? Yes, okay. Let's take a look at the yellow forest. There's kind of a lot of levels in here, and we did really well. Okay, I remember how love is Telly. Okay, so the problem here is that you need to push the heart into a position such that it either digs out the flag or digs out some of the water. But the problem was that it's tricky with the objects on different sides of the puzzle. Well, I immediately see something that I think is worth trying. What if we teleport back? Okay. What if we use the love to break the river? Like if we love is push, and we do this. Okay, now we have an opening. Is that something I missed before, or is that something I tried playing around with and it turned out it didn't matter? Because it could easily be either. We do need to get the love off of the water, ideally. What is going to be the right way to do that? We're going to end up with a word stuck on the water. I guess that probably doesn't matter, right? I think that's probably fine, as long as the love is retrievable. So we put one of the loves here, and we got to get you through here. Okay. We do love is Telly for a single cycle. No, wait, sorry, with move, a move command gets executed before you can push things off of it, but it doesn't work that way with everything. Hey, that was pretty straightforward. Again, there's a little bit of inconsistency here and there in the rules, a little bit of logical inconsistency, which is not a big deal. But it does mean that I forget how things work. So, my memory has always been really terrible, right? And in school, you are asked to quote-unquote, learn a lot of things by rote memorization, especially, like, when you're young enough and lack enough knowledge at math that there's no way to explain to you how trigonometry works. You just have to memorize some cosines and some sines and some tangents, in, like, 8th grade or whatever. I was never able to do that. I was able to work the math where when I forget how it works, I can rebuild the rules from the things that I do know. Because it's never controllable. I'm going to forget some stuff and who knows which stuff it is. So, in this game, I feel like in the parts where the rules behave in a consistent way, part of the reason I like systems of consistent rules is that when I forget part of the system, I can rebuild it from the other knowledge that I do have. With stuff like this, where like things move in the cycle before you do, but things teleport in the cycle after you do, there's no way for me to know what the behavior is going to be until I try it again after I've forgotten. Okay, so there's a lot of boring talking, sorry. Not super relevant. Foliage is stop, but single leaf is defeat. So we push a ghost onto the single leaf, and then we ghost is Telly. This is another one of these ones where it was a puzzle already. And I just don't remember why it's not the most obvious solution. And like, Telly has to work the way it works, because otherwise you stepping onto a thing wouldn't teleport you until the next cycle, which would be very unintuitive. So I get why it's like that, it's just, Okay. So the problem here is love is win. Yeah, with us only having access to one that is an issue. Now, We could use the ghosts to teleport words around, right? As long as ghost is not push, we can push words onto the ghosts, and thus fiddle with the meaning of things in an interesting way. We could push a ghost up under the leaf is defeat is... No, we can't. We can push a ghost to here, though. We can push a ghost to right there, and then we could come at it from this side and push the is onto the ghost. We just can't push a ghost onto the is. And then we could teleport the is to love is win, and doing that solves the whole problem, right? Like, if we do that from the beginning state, because the leaf is no longer defeat and it won't have collision, I can just walk out. Yeah. Right? Does this work? It seems a little straightforward. Seems like the sort of thing you might have seen earlier. Alright, so Ghost needs to... Oh, and we should probably just go ahead and do this right now. You go there, and then Ghost is no longer pushed, so the words can be shoved onto it. Okay. I would like to say that was clearer to us because we've spent a lot of time playing with push and moving objects onto words and words onto objects. But it's also entirely possible that everybody else saw that solution the first time we came through here, and I just didn't, for whatever reason. Alright, the Ghost Guard. I get it. Ghost is defeat and shut and push. The ghost has my flag. I do need that flag, buddy. So foliage is sync. Leaf is telly. We can teleport up to that area to make the leaf push instead if we want. So is the ghost is not manipulable though, right? Oh no, he is push. So we have to get him onto the key or get the key onto him. And foliage is sync. So I mean, it can't be this simple, obviously. And then we gotta push you into, like... We push you to here, and then... Somehow we gotta make the key manipulable, or... What's the way that we do this? There's no way to make the key pushable. The text is float, so it can't be teleported. There's no way to make anything but the key open. So we have to use the leaves to teleport the ghost out of this upper area. So we come up here to make leaf is push. I think. We gotta be careful how we move things around in here because this area is small and dangerous. So I need the leaves to also be telly, and I need them to sometimes be push, but not always. So I think it's safe to assemble is telly in this way. Oh wait, how am I going to get back across? Yeah, that's a problem. So is this a thing where I need to use the leaves to teleport words? Hold on. If we do this... Nope, not what I wanted, sorry. How am I going to make this work? Because I do need the leaf to I do need the leaf to sometimes be push. I need to have done this in a slightly different way. Let's back this up a little bit. Here we go. I think that what we want is this. Didn't really think this all the way through. Let's push you down here. Nope. Clumsy. Okay. Right, the text... I just said the text is float, and so is not going to teleport. I was going to use the leaf to make it so the teleporting to make it so the leaf is only sometimes push. So that half the cycles we could move it around. Okay, hold on a second. Let's wind it back to the beginning. So... We do need to be able to push the leaf. Does it help us to make rock is leaf? I mean, 3 objects that are telly is tricky, to be sure. But no, the core problem there is still... Yeah, the core problem there is still that we, even if we have 3 leaves, I can't step on the leaf in here if it's push. And we need it to be the case that leaf is push while we're out here. So how do I do that? I might be missing something fairly simple here. Well, I mean, this is late enough in the world that this might not be a puzzle that's about teaching you a principle, so it might be tricky. It might be tricky enough for me not to feel bad about not seeing it. We cannot make it so that both rock and leaf are telly, because the rock and the leaf are, the words rock and leaf are both against the left side of that area. We can't use the telly to move the text around. But we do have this extra is. Why do we need a third is? Because can't we make any combination of traits with just the 2 that we already have? We can. We can make any combination of traits up here with just the 2 is's that we already have. But doing so makes one of the is's unretrievable. So maybe we have the third is so that we can have a second one again after we make one of them unretrievable, but like... But that doesn't make any sense. If we... Trying to figure out what the rock could be used for. Like, it's definitely not the case that the rock is just here to be pushed into the foliage, right? Because then why even bother to have the rock in the foliage? So what is the thing we are supposed to do? We could push the rock into the teleporter, and then what? With the rock up here, what does that help? How does that help me? There's no particular reason that it would be useful to swap the properties. Like with the rock up here, we could do... Yeah, it's very easy to just swap what the rock and the leaf do, push the leaf through the rock, and but it doesn't... Huh. This is another one of those ones that's not that... It doesn't have that many things you can do in it, so in theory, we should be able to solve this by just looking at actually every possibility. Okay, you can move the ghost around. The ghost is defeat. Why does the ghost need to be defeat? What avenue does that even lock off? I'm not sure. I guess it's just you have to be careful not to let it get teleported onto your face, but I don't really know what that's accomplishing. There's no way that we could use collision of any kind to get us onto the leaf while it is push. So we don't have any of the shenanigans that allow us to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing here. So we have 3... I mean, if I could just teleport myself past the leaves... Well, I was going to say if we just push the ghost into the foliage, then that solves a bunch of our problems all at once. But I guess there's not actually a way to do that easily. If we turn the rock into a leaf, and we then No, the core problem is still that we can only interact with the rules while we are in the top left room, but we can't leave the top left room while the leaf is push. But we definitely need to be in the bottom right area while leaf is push. And there is unfortunately not really a way to deal with that. We can't make anything float so as to be able to push it over the foliage and then teleport onto it later. We can't... I'm assuming that the solution here has something to do with us having three objects. Three manipulable objects. There's something we gotta do prior to sinking anything in the foliage. Alright, it's in the back of the brain. It's being turned over. We'll just go look at a different puzzle. Oh no, it's the leaf chamber. What have I done? What horrible thing have I done to deserve being placed here? So key is open, the fungus is shut, and it has our flag. There's a bunch of deadly foliage. Both the leaf and the foliage are defeat. We have access to the word pull, and you know how I feel about that. It does allow us to retrieve all of the objects, though. It's pretty easy for us to get the stuff here. So if we were to... Okay. If we push a leaf onto this space, then make leaf as pull, walk up here, and then step downward. We'll grab the leaf, and I believe that will turn it so it is facing down. And then we make leaf as move, and fungus is already pulled. The leaf will grab the fungus and pull it down to a place where it's interactable. It doesn't completely solve the problem, though, because I don't know how to get the key onto it. Right, because once it's here, we can't actually... Well, we would stop it here. And then we would, like, leaf is push, get a leaf into this position, then leaf is pull, and... Okay. Alright, I think I see it. Let me see if I can actually execute on all that noise. First of all, just to have it done, let's go grab the key. I guess I should pull it one more so that we can manipulate it with push if we need to. Then break leaf is move, because it's going to make them annoying. We'll do leaf is push. And we can just push them both down to here. I guess they have to be pull, because we have to be able to retrieve them from this little area. Okay. So we get them up here where they're easy to manipulate, and then I put them back into push mode because otherwise I can't do the thing I need to do. So I think we're not going to need the other leaf again. Now I make leaf as pull. Alright, I believe we have adjusted this leaf's facing such that when we make it move, it will go and it will fetch our fungus for us. Actually, I might have accidentally... you can see it. The leaf pulled it for a second. Okay, so we actually want to back up here. No, I need to go one more cycle. Because I think I want the fungus to stop when it's right there. And now if we make leaf as pull, I accidentally did this in a really useful way where we don't have to reposition anything. We can just grab stuff. Hey, look at that. Alright, key is push, and we're done. Pull is really powerful. It's just hard for me. Oops, that's a bad way to do that. Okay, open that fungus. We have the key to this fungus's heart. Even in the puzzles where there isn't obvious love, there's still love. You can still feel it. Oh, this guy. I remember we spent some time on this guy. Okay, so we have to push an object across the teleporter, then make that object text so that we can assemble the something is win. And then we have to get a second, there have to be two of that object because we have to touch one of them. So like the idea is the wall and the box are stop. The box is stop, but the flag is not stop. So we need to... We did a version of this puzzle that was easier, is that right? And then this is one where they like took away some of the elements, I think. So we need to turn the box into text. Wait, how do we do this? Because at some point we're going to have to turn a word back into an object. No, we're not. What am I talking about? The box's text can't happen yet. So box is who? So flag is like it's like box is flag and then flag is you. Because we have to have two bodies in order for this to work. Because we have to do one of them has to go up here, and then the other one has to. The other one has to make Kiki you again, but like there's a problem with that. Also, the way I've set this up, we're gonna have an issue where the word flag is in the bottom right of this space. So hold on, I gotta fix that. Let's desync these a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's a much more workable position. But see, now if we do flag as text, we don't have any flags left. Which is a problem, because I need to touch one to win. We can make Kiki as flag, but I mean, there are problems with that, obviously. And this is not one of these things where... Well, we have the word twice. Maybe there's a clever way to do this. No, because with only one is... Yeah, with only one is, it has to be like Kiki is flag and flag is you at the same time, and we cannot do that. We're so close, man. We're so close. So how would you do this? You only have 3 objects. And you don't have the ability to spawn any new objects. So it's necessarily the case that you're going to get into this problem then, isn't it? Because you're always going to have the issue of needing to have one of the objects in the top right room, which you can only do by making that object you. Because nothing is push. Nothing in the puzzle is pushable. Yeah, it seems like a real intractable sort of problem here. The puzzle, okay, the object has to be you, which means you have to have a second object that is you down here to turn the thing into text. And so that you don't die when you turn the thing into text. With there only being one is, it's not possible to have two different objects that are you. So a lot of what we did there seems like it is the only way that it could have gone down. Is there something we can do with the teleporter? Like, if we set up the is-win right here. I don't know what I think that's going to do. And you need it to be... I think you really want to do box's flag at the beginning of the puzzle because the word the box as an object is pretty bad, given that it is stop. You would never be able to step on it to win. So yeah, box is you and flag is you are both pretty bad. We have 3 objects, and it's really easy to turn any one of them into any other one of them. Is there a reason that it would be useful to have... Is there a reason that it would be useful to have the U, the final U, be anything other than Kiki? I don't think so. The objects don't really have much difference between them. I'm wondering if the fact that box is stop actually has significance to the puzzle. Like, do we want the last thing to be the box? Because we could totally do that, the us to be the box, right? And then do, like, Kiki as flag. And maintain the box. But wait, if we... Am I just doing this in a stupid order? If we do, like, Kiki as text now, and then do flag as Kiki afterward... Like, hold on. Do Kiki as text now, be like... Oh, well, sorry. Yeah, the reason that this doesn't work is because you have to... Right, because you have to have the Kiki be a living thing until it's through the other side. Yeah, I really don't see a way to interact with the puzzle that isn't the thing that we did. Like, exactly the thing that we already did. Which is a bad sign. That probably means I'm not going to be able to solve the puzzle. Right, like, how do we... Alright. We have one more puzzle in this area. Let's take a quick look at it before we call it for the day. The deep pool. Okay, yes, this is one where we did the simple version, and now there's this version. So Kiki has text, which is more relevant once Baba has Kiki. And we just, like... We can destroy a bunch of water. Baba has Kiki. You do like... Boy, wait, hold on. What do we do here? We have to destroy some text. Its text has something. Text has Baba, right? Then we destroy the word Kiki to sink the first bit of water. This is probably a puzzle that would have been easier to do right after we did the other one. Okay, and then we do Baba has text. Let me desync these two. Right, Baba has text, and then you sacrifice a Baba. Because if you did this right here, it would create a situation. A bad time. And then you do, like, text has Baba again. And we push the word that we just created up. And then I think again we want to do a little desync here. Actually, a little more dramatic desync maybe, so we can do this. And so now, if we made the word Baba here, we could at least push it out of the way. But it's not good enough. This skull is a small problem. It's a tiny little issue. Is it possible for us to get enough text up here to push a Baba all the way to Iswin? Because that sort of seems like what we would have to do, right? So if I... Okay, if I do this... How many words do we need? 1, 2, 3... So we need to have 4 words in total. Which we can't... That can't happen, right? Because we're not actually creating more objects. We're just transforming text into Baba, then Baba into text, then text into Baba. And we can very easily bring has text up here and get 3 objects in, and then we can push the word Baba as far as right here. But we need to get one more object. The word flag is in such a position that we can neither push it nor create a sentence with it. Because if we could get the flag in on the process, that could be one of our objects, then that would solve the problem right there. Is this one of those situations where we can use the fact that we can have multiple Babas to move the phrase Baba is you vertically? It's not, right? And even if it was, it wouldn't actually help anything, because we have to move the whole, even if we did have like 3 Babas, we have to move the whole phrase all at once, so we'd have to move it up to here, and it would completely block this space, and we wouldn't be able to get to its left to push it right. So I think I'm pretty close. Is there a way to make... I mean, we can form additional Babas. No, we can't. If we could do text has Baba while breaking more words. I was thinking if we could make it so that we had more than 2 Babas. If we could change the balance of text to Babas, it would be potentially useful, but I don't think that's actually true. We can't turn the water into anything. This fenced-in area down here only exists because it existed in the previous version of the puzzle, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it probably doesn't have anything to do with anything right now. We can't get the word flag, which again I'm pretty sure is just there because it was present in the previous version of the puzzle, to do anything. Obviously, text is you is quite bad. With text being defeat and everything, you know, there are some consequences there. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. We're close. Look how close. Ah, it's so close. Yeah, we need one more object to be able to shove this through. So probably it's just the case that this is not the thing you do. Skull is defeat. If skull is defeat, then a Baba that has text that touches the skull becomes the word Baba? Is that right? I think it would be right. Yes. Is there a way to use that? I mean, does it help us? Not really, right? Because we're just transforming one object into another object, and it's already easy enough for us to push text through the skull. Like that doesn't solve any of our problems. If there was... No, there's no way to adjust the orientation of the text or anything, I don't think. Yeah, because of there being only one is. And when you are limited on ises, you really... The degree of manipulability of the is you phrase is basically 0. Well, I feel like we're close on this one. I'll give this a little bit more thought. Y'all don't need to sit around and watch me give it more thought, though, probably. I think this is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. It has been, in many ways, a very productive week of puzzling. We've gotten a lot of things done. A lot of weird stuff happened to us. When you come back next time, on Monday, we will continue to press forward. I feel like we're close on Meta 3. I think I'll get Meta 3. And then we'll look at Meta 4 and get stumped on it after a while and come back and do some more early puzzles. I think this is a viable way to reach full completion of the game. Gosh, I sure hope so. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.